This is Community Close-Up with Jay Dow. Brought to you by Jacoby & Myers, New York's personal injury attorneys.
Brooklyn, New York, the epicenter of a deed theft and fraud crisis.
They've stolen our generational wealth.
One woman's quest to prove her case and get her home back.
What happens if it's an emergency? How are the kids going to get contact with the parents?
New school year, new rules. What parents need to know about students and cell phones.
My life just took a turn. One minute I was registering for classes for the new semester, and the next I was on the way to the hospital, unconscious.
A young man's courageous fight against sickle cell disease, raising awareness in the fight for a cure.
Who did you lose in your family?
My dad.
Learning how to help kids cope with the loss of a loved one.
Did Spiky lose someone in Spiky's family?
I don't know. Let's ask him.
With the help of some imaginary friends. Welcome to Community Close-Up. I'm your host, Jay Dow. We're in Clinton Hill, one of the many Brooklyn neighborhoods where the effects of gentrification include both signs of pain and progress. We begin with the story of a black Brooklyn senior, a developer who says she rode the wave of property flipping until a refinancing deal on this brownstone behind me went south. She's now on the outside looking in, evicted, and fighting to reclaim the property she alleges was taken from her through deed fraud.
This is my house, and it will always be my house.
69-year-old Vyra Jones, standing in front of the brownstone she purchased in 1996.
For less than $180,000.
A property she ultimately lost to foreclosure.
I was evicted May the 5th, 2025.
To hear Jones tell it, this ordeal began in 2019 when she got sick with what she believed to be COVID.
So December 19, first payment was due.
Yeah.
Did you make that payment?
No, I wasn't because I was sick.
By that time, Jones says she was already in the process of trying to refinance.
And got involved with these predatory lenders when I couldn't get a refinance from Chase Bank or Citibank.
Now in the midst of a heated legal battle to reclaim her brownstone, Jones blames two attorneys, including her own, for losing the property.
Were you notified about the foreclosure?
I was never notified there was any foreclosure.
A foreclosure, which Jones claims led to the fraudulent transfer of her deed to a new owner who purchased the brownstone at auction for a fraction of its worth.
It was worth $3.5 million.
Jones, who is a veteran real estate developer, says she's furious a new owner is now trying to flip her former home. It's now on the market, listed for just under $3 million. She says her former attorney, Yolanda Corrione, failed to warn her about the risk involved in signing two different loan documents, including a forbearance agreement.
My attorney didn't even inform me of anything that was going on.
Jones also claims in court documents the refinance lender and that firm's attorney did not have legal standing to claim ownership over the disputed brownstone.
It was Majestic Crown, whose attorney was Alan Weintraub.
Additionally, Jones accuses both Corrione and Weintraub of colluding with one another in the process that ended with the loss of her deed. Community Close-Up spoke with Jones's former attorney, Corrione, who told us via email, quote, "I had a contingency agreement with Vyra Jones. I would only get paid if 130 Green was saved from foreclosure. I received zero compensation for all the time and effort I put into delaying the foreclosure for an entire year and helping her apply for financing with several lenders. It makes absolutely no sense for me to collude with anyone to foreclose on 130 Green Avenue." Corrione, who says she is in the process of filing a defamation action against Jones, also forcefully denies any wrongdoing in regard to Jones signing that forbearance agreement. Quote, "I did not advise her to sign this agreement. I reviewed the agreement with her and she told me she wanted to sign it. I was actually trying to stop Weintraub from foreclosing. Weintraub would not agree to stop the foreclosure and would only agree to forbear it instead." We reached out to attorney Weintraub, who represented the lender, Majestic Crown NY LLC, in Jones's refinance. Majestic Crown has no listed phone number or email. We also visited its listed business address in Kew Gardens, Queens, where we found no one associated with the firm. As for Weintraub, Majestic's attorney, he declined to comment for this story and referred us to the more than 200 document filings included in his counter lawsuit against Jones. We reviewed those documents. Several of them detail Majestic's multiple attempts to officially serve Vira Jones with notice of foreclosure paperwork as required by law. But various process servers noted how they were unable to reach Jones directly and instead left the paperwork with either her first floor tenant or a dozen other unidentified people listed in documents as John Does, all during a period when Jones says she was ailing from COVID.
What do we want? Now. Where will we want it? Now.
Jones now has the support of several advocates who stage weekly protest rallies in front of Brooklyn DA Eric Gonzalez's office, demanding that he step up prosecutions to address the more than 3,500 deed theft and fraud complaints made across New York State over the last decade. Almost half of the victims hail from Black and brown communities in Brooklyn.
Deed theft crimes are very complicated. And what we have found since the subprime market, that there has become an intricate, very sophisticated crime ring that has started within these little small banks that pop up. And so people are often led into these schemes.
A spokesperson for DA Gonzalez declined to comment specifically about Vira Jones's case, but did cite to Community CloseUp a recently obtained conviction against 68-year-old, now disbarred attorney Sanford Solney of Midwood, Brooklyn. A judge found Solney targeted and defrauded 11 homeowners who were in foreclosure, homes which the DA's office successfully returned to them. That spokesperson adding that the DA's office, quote, has a robust and active deed fraud unit that secured 31 indictments since 2017, all leading to convictions, including many jail sentences. We reached out to attorney Nicole Brunecki, who has no connection to Vira Jones's case, for her insight.
We have also a very liberal interpretation of contracts. There's a presumption that people know what type of agreement they are entering into, that they're doing it voluntarily and knowingly.
Speaking in general terms about the loan documents she's seen homeowners sign, Brunecki says it is crucial to carefully read every line of any agreement or contract and then seek out the advice of legal counsel you trust.
They're designed in a way to make the borrower fail, and these properties go into foreclosure. A person can default under these terms very easily.
They've stole my generational wealth.
Vira Jones does not dispute that's her signature on the loan and forbearance documents, which ultimately led to her losing her brownstone.
What do you say to the people who are going to listen to your story and they're going to say, you are a woman of means, you're a developer, you've owned several properties over the last few decades, you know the process, and that you just kept on pulling money out of this to the point where you couldn't afford it, and the last refi failed?
Don't say it seemed like you were just making me the criminal, the person that created this.
No, not at all.
I have never had any problems with doing a refinance until I decided to go to these predatory lenders. Their program is called Loan to Own. I don't care if you pay them every month until you get ready to do a refinance. You're not getting your house back.
Despite her claims of being deceived about the risk of signing those refinance loan documents, Community CloseUp wants to be crystal clear. When it comes to Jones's former attorney, Yolanda Corrione, Majestic Crown, NY LLC, her refinance lender, and Majestic's attorney, Alan Weintraub, none of those parties have been found guilty in court of any wrongdoing in Jones's case.
I've been trying to get a trial for more than a year.
And it is still unclear whether her case will even make it to trial.
Do you believe you're going to get this property back?
I believe I'm going to get the property back 100%. I just have to keep the pressure on. I'm getting this house back.
And we will certainly keep tabs on Miss Jones' case. Coming up, in recognition of Sickle Cell Awareness Month, the ongoing fight for a cure, and the story of one courageous young man, a member of the Pix11 family, and his quest to put sickle cell in the rearview mirror. Stay with us. A body at war with itself. It's how tens of thousands of people with sickle cell live every day with the blood disorder. But in recognition of Sickle Cell Awareness Month, we bring you the story of hope, told by a hero who's also a member of the Pix11 News family. Who better to tell us about that journey than his mom, our Nicole Johnson.
Parker Todd is just 20 years old, but his life story is already one of perseverance and purpose.
How's it going?
For as long as he can remember, he's been battling sickle cell disease, surviving a countless number of crises, blood transfusions, and hospital stays. The struggle could have broken anyone's spirit.
The main challenge of sickle cell disease is that it's very unpredictable. Definitely a struggle, because I can't really do the things normal kids can. I couldn't play football at recess. I couldn't run around and play tag for long periods of time. Or even when it was cold, I couldn't be outside for long because it could easily send my body into shock.
That feeling of uncertainty followed him as a young child, a teenager, and even now as a college student. Parker remembers one of his darkest days, hooked up to machines in the ICU, struggling to breathe, the odds stacked against him.
My life just took a turn. One minute I was registering for classes for the new semester, and the next I was on the way to the hospital, unconscious for weeks at a time.
Sickle cell disease is an inherited blood disorder where red blood cells become crescent shape instead of round. The abnormal cells can block blood flow that leads to severe pain and life-threatening complications. More than 100,000 people across the U.S. suffer from sickle cell disease, according to the CDC. Here in the city, about 10,000. It's a disease that mostly affects people of color. A vital part of Parker's journey has been blood transfusions, and New York Blood Center has been on the forefront of sickle cell research and treatment.
Blood transfusions are a lifeline for sickle cell patients. Quite literally, they can't live without them.
And blood donations to people of color are especially critical to sickle cell patients.
It's very likely that a donor who is African American is going to be a better match for a patient who is African American than somebody who is Caucasian or Hispanic.
One blood donation can save 3 lives. I mean, I've had so many blood transfusions throughout the years.
There have been several breakthroughs, new treatment options, and promising medicine trials on the horizon. And in some cases, patients have been cured. Parker is working with his doctors at Montefiore Medical Center in hopes one day he too can be sickle cell free. Backed by his family's love, especially me, his mother.
He's pretty much the strongest person I know.
I'm always there, encouraging Parker every step of his journey and doing what moms do.
And when I'm in that hospital, I'm asking questions. I'm asking the doctor everything about his care. I go from A to Z. And sometimes I cause a little bit of trouble in the hospital, but I wouldn't have it any other way.
He's now excelling in college, writing books, producing content, even flying planes, showing that sickle cell disease will never define his destiny.
I'm currently in college studying political science, which hopefully is going to lead to law school. Over the summer, I've been studying real estate, hoping to get my real estate license. I fly planes, which is crazy for someone like me. I love to travel with my family and, see the world. There's so many things to see in this world in so little time.
What's next for Parker?
Hopefully continuing to fight for my community, making a difference in my community, whether that's me practicing law or, whatever it is that my endeavor is. I'm still trying to figure it out, but it's going to be bright.
Parker's mission is simple: to show the world that sickle cell disease does not have to hold you back.
I want people to know that the fight is not over. There's still a lot more work to be done. We will continue to fight. We will continue to persevere, and we will continue to overcome what is this horrible disease.
And with enough support, research, and hope, the sky's not the limit. It's just the beginning. I'm Nicole Johnson.
An amazing young man. Coming up, getting to the bottom of New York's brand new school bell-to-bell cell phone ban. We'll be right back. It's a new school year for kids across our region, and parents are still going to need to get into direct contact with them. But that's going to be a lot harder to do in New York this year. Why? Our Greg Mocker explains.
Get out the phone in line for new school supplies in the Melrose neighborhood of the Bronx. But students will have to put the phone away when they get to school this year all across New York State.
If the teacher tells you like, oh, put it down, just like respect. Like, don't like make it all a big scene.
New York State law sets the cell phone restrictions in schools. It applies to any personal device that can connect to the internet. It cannot be used anywhere on school grounds for the entire school day. No phones at lunch. Local districts and schools set their own storage plans. There has to be a way for parents to contact kids, usually an office phone.
I'm telling you, they're going to emerge as more well-rounded, more well-adjusted, more well-educated.
I don't think it's a good idea. What happens if it's an emergency? How are the kids going to get contact with the parents? Or 911.
The last thing you want is your child fumbling for their cell phone, trying to call mom or dad, possibly disclosing where they are. Their cell phone could go off.
Some schools are using secure pouches with a magnetic lock that stay with the student. Teachers carry the key, or the magnetic tool is posted by the classroom door. Phones can be in backpacks only if the backpacks are in secured lockers. Mike Figueroa hosts a backpack event at his gym in Manhattan. He also runs after-school programs on campus.
It's something that should have been done a while ago, but I'm happy that it's done now.
I'm Greg Mocker for Community Close-Up.
Coming up, how can we talk to our kids when tragedy hits home? There's a summer camp for that, and it's doing incredible work to help kids coping with loss. That's right after the break.
Our community, your voice, is presented by your local Honda dealers.
Welcome back. We're here at Queensborough Community College, where we're getting an inside look at a unique summer camp experience for children who have experienced the loss of a loved one. It's sponsored by Calvary Hospital, which specializes in palliative and hospice care, and this is the hospital's 28th year organizing this bereavement camp. Without question, there are some heavy emotions in this rec room, but they're being shared openly and willingly through the kindness of imaginary friends.
Miss Zoe got so sick and quickly passed away.
In a summer camp that offers more than fun and games,
they all made a poster in loving memory of Miss Zoe.
50 children ages 6 to 17, all of whom are dealing with the loss of a loved one, are learning how good old-fashioned role play can brighten up an otherwise gloomy day.
Who did you lose in your family?
My dad.
For 8-year-old Stella,
this is my little hedgehog friend, who's also a clown.
Spiky is not just a friend with a common bond.
Did Spiky lose someone in Spiky's family?
I don't know. Let's ask him. Spiky, did you lose somebody in your family? Yes.
He's also a shoulder to lean on.
When you talk about ways to feel better, even though we lost somebody very special to us.
Does Spiky know who you lost in your family?
Yeah.
You talked to Spiky about that?
Yeah. It's okay even though we lost somebody, but there's lots of ways to feel better about it. When I'm sad, he gives me a hug, he makes me feel better.
For nearly 3 decades, Calvary Hospital, which focuses on hospice and palliative care, has organized this bereavement camp.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our circus ring.
This year, it's being held on the Queensborough Community College campus in Bayside, Queens. The camp is part of a nearly year-round program designed to support grieving children during their time of need. Swimming, basketball, and other traditional summer camp activities interspersed with quiet, conversation-friendly card games.
So one day on Christmas Eve, Timu Santa was riding on his sled.
And lots of sharing.
The string suddenly broke, and Santa crashed. Timu misses Santa.
Made up stories that are often strikingly similar to the real-life tragedies which led social and healthcare workers to recommend these kids to the camp in the first place.
The puppets take the attention away from them.
Joanne Castellano is Calvary Hospital's bereavement director.
Play allows for there to be an outlet for the child who's experiencing anything, whether it's a loss, whether it's some challenges, to develop their communication skills. It's okay if you feel your feelings, it's okay if you want to cry, it's okay if you need a hug.
For 8-year-old Stella, who is still processing the death of her dad, this camp is also an opportunity to use her own grief to help someone else get over theirs.
Do you think you made everybody feel better with your story? I think you did.
For the puppets.
We love being out in the community, so please keep the stories coming. Email us at communitycloseup@pix11.com. And as always, you can catch all of our Community Close-Up stories on pix11.com, on the Pix11 mobile app, and on your smart TV. Download the Pix11 Plus app. I'm your host, Jay Dow. See you next time on Pix11 Community Close-Up.